On the 9th of May 2017, Tony Moore from the Brisbane Times and I caught up with Gary Balkin. We'd met up because Gary Balkin had agreed to hand over his treasured and much beloved visitors book from Kookaburra Queen 1 to the John Oxley Library for it to be kept in perpetuity for the people of Queensland. This following extract is what Tony Moore wrote from the interview. Mick Jagger's signature in the Kookaburra Queen visitors book, inked moments after he declined Queensland specialty seafood in favour of pork sausages, is set to be included in a planned exhibit to celebrate 30 years since World Expo 88. On August the 19th, 1988, Jagger, then the biggest rock star on the planet, ate at World Expo 88 and wrote, "Good food and fireworks. Now, a World Expo exhibition of personal photographs, planned artworks, commemorative pins, memories and mementos will be staged at Brisbane's John Oxley Library next year. Plans have also been suggested for a statue of Sir Llew Edwards, the chairman of World Expo 88, with Brisbane Expo 88 mascot Expo Oz on the Brisbane River at South Bank. Sir Llew was Treasurer, Deputy Premier and Liberal leader during the Balkin-Peterson government and went on to become University of Queensland's Chancellor from 1993 till 2009. The ideas come from a community group calling itself the 30th anniversary of World Expo 88 People's Committee, chaired by Brisbane's 2014 Citizen of the Year, Peter Racy. Gary Balkin, the retired businessman and owner of the two Kookaburra Queen paddle steamers he had built for World Expo 88, has donated his Kookaburra Queen visitors book to the exhibition. I've had it on my coffee table for many years, and as soon as Peter mentioned it, I said, "Sure," Mr. Balkin said, because naturally enough, you would like to see the memories live on in perpetuity. Mr. Balkin remembers the night of the infamous Rolling Stones frontman was on the Kookaburra Queen because his crew tried to convince him to eat Queensland seafood. This is a sad tale. I had left and gone home when my maitre d', Charles Solly, called me to say, "Guess what? Mick Jagger is here," Mr. Balkin remembered. And I said, "Well, make sure you push the Queensland seafood and the mud crabs, because there is nothing better in the world, all the prawns and the barramundi." I offered them all the seafood and delicacies, and they pulled out the kids' menu and chose pork sausages. Anyway, I rang him about an hour and a half later and said, "How did it go, Charles?" It seems Queensland seafood was not to Jagger's taste, Mr. Balkin remembered. Charles said, "Well, I did as you asked and offered them all the seafood and delicacies, and they pulled out the kids' menu and chose pork sausages," he said, "and they were happy with that. They were typical English gents at the time. They liked simple food." Jagger was in 1988 touring Australia to promote his second solo album, Primitive Cool, with a different brand, while tensions with the Rolling Stones, who were not in Australia, simmered. Mr. Balkin said international and Australian celebrities come to the Kookaburra Queen during Expo 88. John Farnham was one. He believes World Expo 88 should be celebrated for its impact on Brisbane. It did make the world more alert to Brisbane as a city in its own right, he said, and its river and its natural attractions. Everyone just loved Brisbane and how easy everyone in Brisbane was to talk to. He said, "Brisbane still has a lot of pride in Expo 88 and you just have to bring up Expo 88 and you'll see." One thing it did was to teach Brisbane people to be more patient in queues. There is no doubt we were terrible before that. Mr. Racy said his People's Committee wanted to incorporate the memories into an exhibition at the John Oxley Library and the Queensland Museum. The Kookaburra Queen visitors book will go to the John Oxley Library, which will put together an Expo 88 memories exhibition. This will include some sketches and plans from architect James McCormick as the South Brisbane wharves and pubs evolved into World Expo 88, plus designs for sculptures built for the Brisbane World Expo 88. He also suggests a statue of Sir Llew Edwards with Expo Oz be built to stand near where the new Neville Bonner Bridge will span from William Street across the Brisbane River to South Bank as part of the new casino development. I think it would be a touchstone for the public, Mr. Racy said. They see Sir Llew as personifying the success of World Expo 88. Brisbane Lord Mayor Graham Quirk said the council was only beginning to consider how to mark Expo 88. Brisbane has not yet determined how the city will commemorate the 30th anniversary of Expo 88, Councillor Quirk said. However, council will have discussions with the state government over coming months and we will consult with the community. Fairfax Media has been told the Queensland government privately supports a public acknowledgement of Sir Llew Edwards' role at World Expo 88, but wants to ask the public how best to celebrate the event. End of the article. Interestingly, the statue hasn't evolved. Gary Balkin has gone on to the afterlife. The ideas that were mentioned didn't actually come to fruition, but a really fantastic 30th anniversary of Expo 88 was held, and Gary Balkin undoubtedly gave impetus to see the Kendone signs saved, as his enthusiasm really fired up people's interest in the 30th anniversary. Thank you.